So I'm here to give you a little helper on 4-4E, representing the quotient of up to 4-digit whole number dividend by 1-digit whole number using arrays, area models, equations. This video is actually just going to focus on arrays because it's kind of a tough one to tackle. So I just want to kind of give you some pointers. So you're going to have 2 days to deliver this TEK, and this is just part of it, but as you can see, just looking on our TEK document, normally I would start with backwards design, how it's tested. However, this TEK has not been tested yet. Doesn't mean that the state won't throw that at us, so we are going to be ready. So I want to start looking here at the area models. Just kind of looking at this, it's a pretty large number, and really kind of thinking, okay, how am I going to guide my students through this kind of thinking process? So I just want to kind of take it step by step for you guys, but it is also in our TEK document. Having a larger dividend, but I'm going to start smaller. I'm actually going to start very small at first to help them make the connection with arrays and division. So we have 24 divided by 4. Well, first of all, we need to make sure our students understand that our dividend is our total. So for my array, my total for my array can only be 24. So in this case, I'm using little Unifix cubes. And so I've thrown together 24 cubes at this point. I know they're nice and pretty just to help this go quicker. And now I know I need to put it in 4 equal groups. So when I'm creating my array, I know that it could be rows or columns depending on the student. I know that I'm going to have 4 equal rows. So at this point, it's literally just keeping those going, keeping them in rows of 4 across, and I would just keep grouping my 4 until I've got my array built. And then from there, I'm going, since it's an array, now we got to go across. We've done our rows. Now we need to see our columns basically. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across, or 6 horizontally, and then I have 4 groups vertically or up and down, however you want to. And then if this helps your kiddos there, now once again we're making the connection between multiplication and division, that 4 times 6 equals 24. And so now I already knew my 4. I knew I needed 4 equal groups, and there are 6 of those. So I have 6 groups of 4. So then my quotient would be 6. But this is a way to represent it by building arrays to figure that out. We want to start basic like this because I'm about to throw this kind of mess at the students. And before we can do that, we need to make sure that they are able to build an array based on the division expression. So they got to know I need 24 total, and I'm putting them in 4 equal groups. In this case, since it's an array, I'm creating 4 equal rows. So I have my 4 equal rows of 6. Okay, now that we talked about that, we're going to take it further. And I have 124 divided by 4. Well, we're not going to want to give them 124 counters. Let's start using base 10 now that we're getting into these larger numbers. And what your students are going to want to do is they're going to want to build. Once again, I know we're throwing things at them because in 4th grade, all of a sudden now we're talking about how the 100 flat is 1 whole. Well, in this case, you just need to tell your students, bottom line, they always need to know what their whole is. And in this case, their whole is going to be 1 unit. Oh, sorry guys. So in this case, yes, this is representing 100. So this is 124. But I need to put this into 4 equal groups, or 4 rows. That's going to be difficult with our 100 flat. So we're going to need to break this apart, and I'm going to trade it out for 10 rods. And I've already done that just for time's sake. And let me pull this to the side. 1 second. Okay. Now I have a total of 12 10 rods because I still had those 2, right? So this is all gone. I still have my 4 units. But now I have a total of 12 10 rods over here. But I know I'm going to have it in 4 equal rows for my array. I know that on the side, I'm going to need 4 rows. So I've got to think, how on earth am I going to do this? Now, they might not be ready for this. We might need to stop and say, hey, we're going to put these just in 4 equal groups and do 4 circles. So I can show you that there at the end if they need that scaffold. Actually, let's just do it. So I'm going to put these in 4 equal groups. So, ooh, this is horrible. 1, sorry guys, 2, 3, 4. And then literally, if they need to, they can just start putting, I'm going to put 1 10 rod in each one. And I'm going to keep distributing it like that. Once again, we're making the connection that division is separating into equal groups. And I'm taking 124 and I'm separating it into 4 equal groups. And now I can see that each group has a total of 31 in it. So I just found out that my quotient is 31. Now, this is great, but since the TEK does say array, that's when it's like, okay, so, sorry guys, I gotta grab my eraser real quick. So what do I do now to help them with the array? There's different ways to kind of approach it. First of all, I know I'm gonna need rows of 4. So you know what? I can start with my 4 units if I wanted to. I've got my 4 little rows here. I've started my 4 rows, okay? Now, I'm going to keep building. Once again, I cannot have more than 4. I can have as many as I want going across horizontally, but going vertically up and down, I'm having 4. And you could reverse this and have it going the other way. That's what's cool about arrays. It doesn't matter. So I'm literally just going to keep building to have my 4 rows across. If you wanted to start with your 10 rods, you could. Doesn't matter. So now I have built my crazy looking array, but it is. So now we have 4 rows, but we don't know how many are in each of these rows. So literally I just need to see how much is in this first row right here. So you might even show the students that this is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. I have 4 equal rows of how much I'm gonna do my one last just because it's easier. So I have 10, 20, 30 plus that 1, and you can even label it. So I have my 1, I have 10, I have 10, I have 10. Once again, this is going to be, you can make the connection to your area models very easily with this, but we're not going to go there yet. And then 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 1 equals 31. So once again, my quotient is 31. And that way we're making our connection with arrays. Start with something small. Sorry, it got all crazy whacked. I hit it. And then go to something larger with your base 10, but take it slow and scaffold up with this. This is the tough one. I would start, I think even starting with the equal groups, making sure they understand that is a great way to start with division. And then them seeing that the equal groups, now showing it with an array, it's the same thing. And you could even have them separate it to realize, oh, look, one row is my equal group right here. Do whatever you need to do, sorry guys, to help them understand. And they could literally do this for every row if need be to show that separation, but still see that it makes an array at the same time. I hope this video helps with this TEK, and you can reach out to myself or Jillian if you have any questions.